We begin tonight with a prominent Valley attorney being killed on his own driveway. The suspect, police say behind it, his own brother. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. For 12 News at 10, I'm Kariba Devine.
I'm Mark Curtis. This all unfolded in the normally quiet neighborhood of Arcadia this morning, with neighbors suddenly hearing the sound of gunfire. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly spoke with people who knew and cared about this man who's now gone. Chase is live at the scene with the latest. Chase?
Mark Ribe, earlier today we did speak with one neighbor who told us she heard 5 distinct gunshots ring out. Then just moments later she could hear someone crying out for help.
It's really, really scary that it would happen here.
It's the last place John J. Van Ness would expect to see a murder investigation.
But it's wild to see all the police tape and to see all the cop cars and all the TV stations. It's crazy.
The longtime Valley radio DJ lives in this Arcadia neighborhood near Camelback and 44th Street. This morning while at work, he learned that one of his neighbors was shot and killed.
It's pretty shocking.
Phoenix police said that victim is 51-year-old Artie Eves, who leaves behind a wife and kids. Investigators claim he was killed by his own brother, Christopher Eves. They say the 49-year-old left the scene, but later returned with his own family and was arrested. Eves' death shocked the Valley legal community. He was a well-known, well-respected defense attorney representing doctors, the city of Phoenix, and even Maricopa County in medical malpractice cases, working his way up to being partner at Sanders and Parks. The law firm sent us this statement that says in part, Artie was a close friend, amazing attorney, and colorful raconteur. His death leaves a hole in all of our hearts. Our thoughts are with his family at this terrible time.
It's heartbreaking.
Attorney Benjamin Taylor first met Eves in 2019 when both were on the transition team for former Maricopa County Attorney Alistar Adele, working on cases together.
He was always a nice guy. He was always polite. He was always kind. So this was a very shocking event.
Police are still investigating the motive behind this murder, telling us Christopher Eves refused to answer any questions on what led up to this shooting. Questions everyone here wants answers to.
I'd like to know what happened. You know, I mean, what happened to make one brother get mad at the other brother?
We also received this statement from Maricopa County Attorney Rachel Mitchell that says Artie was a dear friend and colleague to so many at the attorney's office. I'm praying for his parents, his wife, and his children, and would ask others to do the same. Now, Christopher Eves is facing multiple charges tonight and is expected to make his initial appearance within the next hour. We're live in Arcadia. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
All right, Chase, thank you. A Phoenix elementary school teacher is facing felony charges tonight, accused of urinating while in class. Kurt Hinton is an English teacher at Wilson Elementary. Phoenix police say that officers went to the school on March 18th and learned from the principal that 4 students saw the 52-year-old peeing in a can while at his desk. Hinton is facing 4 felony counts of indecent exposure. 12 News spoke with family of students who attend the school district, and they say they can't believe what the teacher did, but they praise the students for coming forward.
It's a bit shocking, I guess, especially for my brother that comes to the school. I'm proud of them for doing the right choice and not keeping it to themselves, because at the end of the day, they're still children. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about it.
12 News reached out to the Phoenix Elementary School District for comment on this, but we have not heard back.
The Coconino County Sheriff's Office is still searching for a family that disappeared while on vacation near the Grand Canyon. The family of 3 was last known to be traveling from the canyon to Las Vegas, but the last time their car's GPS was detected, it was near the site of a horrible crash on I-40. 12 News journalist Bianca Bono is here tonight. And Bianca, what's the latest on this search?
Yeah, Mark, the day that family from South Korea was traveling was the same day a horrific crash happened on the I-40 during a snowstorm. Officials have now gone back to that crash site looking for any clues that could lead them to this family. The Korean consulate now working with Arizona officials to try to find a family of 3 missing in Arizona for more than a week. According to the Coconino County Sheriff's Office, Ji-yeon Lee, Tae-hee Kim, and Yoo-hee Kim, visiting from South Korea, had rented a BMW for their trip. And after visiting the Grand Canyon, they were driving to Las Vegas. The car's GPS data was last detected westbound on the I-40 on March 13th around 3:30 p.m. Within within a mile of this deadly crash in a snowstorm near Williams involving 22 vehicles. 2 people died and 16 others were taken to the hospital after multiple cars were rear-ended and pushed into each other, in some cases pushed under tractor trailers. But no sign of that family.
You've got to imagine just a very hot fire burning for many, many hours, melting metal and plastic.
Sheriff's officials say they wonder if the family was rerouted to a Forest Service road due to the crash, but they haven't detected any usage of the family members' phones or credit cards.
It was obviously inclement weather, but we didn't have any pings on those roads either.
Which is why investigators have now gone back to the site of that fiery crash, hoping to bring answers to loved ones waiting for them in South Korea.
The cars are just unrecognizable, so it's going to take a lot of work.
And officials say it was family in South Korea who alerted the Korean consulate here when the family of 3 never made it onto their flight home. Again, we know a consulate representative has been dispatched here to assist in the search. The fire from that crash burned for 20 hours. We're live in studio. Bianca Bono, 12 News.
Bianca, thanks. New tonight, we've lost one of America's great sportsmen. Boxing legend George Foreman has died. His family made the announcement earlier this evening, saying that he passed away peacefully, surrounded by loved ones. Foreman was an Olympic gold medalist who also became the world's heavyweight boxing champ twice in careers separated by decades. He went on to become a successful entrepreneur, licensing his likeness to launch the popular George Foreman Grill. Foreman was 76 and is survived by his wife and 12 children.
4 of the 6 men accused of attacking former Coyotes player Paul Bissonnette have been formally charged. The attack happened last November at Houston's restaurant in Scottsdale. The suspects indicted today are Henry Mesker, Danny Bradley, Sean Daly, and John Carroll. They're facing aggravated assault and disorderly conduct charges. Their trial is set for this summer.
All right, let's talk some weather with meteorologist Crystal Long. She's joining us with a first look at your weather impact forecast.
This may be the first weekend of spring, but this forecast is giving us late April vibes all across Arizona. Temperatures are going to be turning up some 10 degrees above average by your Sunday. Phoenix, I'm talking to you, but also Flagstaff. You can see we're getting close to that 90-degree mark on Saturday and Sunday. Sunday's going to add in some more clouds, but those are the kind of clouds that just leave us high and dry. Rim country, you're going to see 70s on your thermometer by Sunday. We're hanging out in the mid-60s in the White Mountains and low 60s in northern Arizona. And our warming trend is just going to continue to carry on through the first half of next week. You're looking at your forecasted high temperatures stacked up to the records for the date. We are neck and neck with records on Monday in Phoenix, and it looks like we're going to set a new one on Tuesday. Flagstaff's close to records on Tuesday. Even Tucson slipping into the 90s for the first time this year and setting records on Tuesday at 95 degrees. And we even have a 20 to 50% chance of overachieving on Tuesday in Phoenix and pulling off our first century mark.
All right, Crystal, thank you. The effects of President Trump's federal cuts are starting to be felt by more people here in Arizona. The I-Team's Craig Harris started to look into how cuts were affecting people on Social Security, and he ended up getting a first-hand look at the issues people are facing.
You can walk in, but somebody will stop you and say, "Do you have an appointment?" And you say no, because that phone number is not listed on their website.
Meet Nancy Heggie. She told us she spent 90 minutes at home in Fountain Hills on Friday morning, waiting on the phone with the Social Security Administration. She needed to get her 1099 tax form. Tired of waiting, she drove to this Social Security office. With all the budget cuts, she was then told to call another phone number and make an appointment. So she waited about 12 minutes.
She just hung up on me, furious.
She then decided to go back in and invited us to come along. Then this happened.
Hey, I sat in my car, I called this number, I did all the things, I got a body, and then all of a sudden
They hung up on you.
hung up on me.
Okay.
So is there somebody I can talk to?
As we were waiting, a person did come to help Nancy.
Is there a reason that these people aren't getting any help?
The woman told us to leave and took Nancy into the office.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
As we were filming outside, Nancy came out about 7 minutes later.
I gave him the information and he printed it out, and it's all I wanted. You should be here more often and whatever, because you helped me, and I really thank you. I think it's poorly run.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm walking out of here with what hopefully I need, and that's it.
We contacted the Social Security Administration on why it's cutting back services to those in need, and we wanted to know why they wouldn't help Nancy until we arrived. They didn't respond. Wait times are expected to get even longer as the agency is implementing stronger identification procedures. That means applicants will have to physically go to agency offices instead of using phone calls. From North Phoenix, I'm Craig Harris, 12 News.
All right, Craig, thank you.